Hi, Scott. ROCKFILE back with another podcast review. Let's talk about 2009's Triangle and its limited current Blu-ray edition. This is a UK-Australian co-production from Christopher Smith. He wrote and directed it. I recently reviewed Black Death, which is another movie he wrote and directed. He did two movies before this, Creep and Severance, and both are on their way to me right now, so I will have reviews soon. I kind of liked his early movies, and the more I read about the previous movies, well, I really like Triangle, and he made two before this that are just as critically acclaimed, so... Anyway, this $12 million budgeted psychological thriller didn't make a whole lot of money, about $1.6 million on its $12 million budget. Stars Melissa George, Michael Dorman, and Liam Hemsworth, to name a few. And it's pretty plot twisty, so I'm going to stay away from spoilers. Opens with a single mom. Her son obviously is autistic or something. They're preparing for the day. The doorbell rings, but nobody's there. Things don't work out the way they're supposed to, and she winds up on this boat trip without him. You don't really know. She explains it a little bit later on. And so anyway, a group of friends go out on a boat trip. There's a freak storm that comes out of nowhere, capsizes their boat, and then all of a sudden there's a luxury liner. And so they get on board the luxury liner and they don't find anybody on board. And the more they stay on the liner, they start finding blood and they start finding evidence that maybe they've been there before. That's all I'm about to say about the plot. That's the first 15, 20 minutes or so. And you don't need to know anything else because, well, it's a surprise how this all plays out. I think it's interesting. It's called Triangle, probably not so much for the Bermuda Triangle reference. There's other things that relate to it, and the symbolism of triangle is in here as well, but that's a little bit of it. But what happens, how it plays out, you kind of just have to go with it for a little while. But in the extras, the director, Christopher Smith, says that the script is pretty bulletproof. You could probably come up with ways to try and pick it apart, but they spent years honing the script because it is one of those deja vu kind of movies, one of those Jacob's Ladder kind of movies, Memento, movies that kind of play with time and what you perceive. And I think in that aspect, it knocks out. I mean, it really is a successful movie. The critic reviews are good. It just didn't, maybe it was distribution. Well, take, for example, there is a new Blu-ray edition that came out from Umbrella Entertainment. They are a Australian entertainment company. I kept saying that Second Sight was Australian. They're not. They're UK. But Umbrella is. And even on the back of the packaging for this new Blu-ray that just came out, it says it's Region B. Now, I ordered it from Atomic Movie Store. I've mentioned them before, and it said it was region free, so I trusted them. But I get it in, and I'm like, region B? I don't know. And I take it out of the plastic. It's got a little OB strip on the bottom. It's a limited edition. They only made like 3,000 copies or whatever. I got number 1726 or something like that. And when I popped it in, it played perfectly. It's got a couple of extras on it. How I first watched this film, this was another one of those movies that I picked up when Blockbuster was going out of business. I got it for $1. You can't find it now in the U.S. It's out of print. You're going to pay... that's kind of how I discovered this. I'm a fan of the movie. I recently moved all my stuff up here, and I was missing a couple things. And I went looking for Triangle, and I couldn't find it. So I looked it up. I'm like, well, this movie, it didn't do very well. It's probably like $5 on Amazon. No, it's out of print, and people are trying to get it. So it's worth a lot of money, actually. And then in my course of searching and looking at other movies and finding, like, I'm waiting on a very extravagant edition of Daybreakers that's on the way. I'm very excited about that and a few other movies from Australia from this company. And I got an email from them that said they had this version of Triangle. It was a new Blu-ray edition, had the extras, and it was probably region locked. Well, like I said, then later I found it on Atomic Movie Store, and he said it was region free, so I put it in one of my orders. It arrived. It's one of those cool, thick slip covers that we get on the boutique stuff, but not on the mainstream stuff, and an OB strip, and then the normal case on the inside with a reversible cover that has the ratings on the outside, and then the reverse cover does not have the ratings on the outside. If you don't like that, like I don't like that, you can just flip it over, and then the ratings are gone, and you get the normal cover for the movie. I think everybody does a great job in the film, especially the director. This had to be not easiest thing to film. He got as many practical sets built as he possibly could because he didn't want to do green screen. He wanted people to stand in front of a giant ocean liner and things like that it was really there. And so they did film scenes on an ocean liner and next to an ocean liner and on their capsized boat. And these are all real, tangible scenes. There is a little bit of digital special effects and a hair of green screen, but overall, most of the thing is practical, the blood and everything else. It wants to turn into a horror movie, but it's not quite that. It's more of a thriller, but there are horror movie elements to it. There's a lot of plot twisty elements to it. There's even, hints of science fiction because you don't know if they've been there before. Is this time travel? Is this a weird dimension? Are they repeating things? Is it Groundhog Day? That kind of thing. A lot of things are going to play through your mind, and I'm obviously not giving any spoilers. I'm just dancing around things. So if you get a chance to see the movie, I think you would enjoy it. It's on streaming service, and that's pretty much the only way you're going to see it in the United States. If you want to import the version from Umbrella, there's still some available. I would recommend something like atomicmoviestore.com instead of going through Australia, because these days shipping and tariffs and all that, you're going to pay a lot more money than you probably should for this. I think it's about $27 on Atomic Movie Store. Anyway, it really is a great film if you haven't seen it. If any of that sounds interesting, then watch it. It's about 99 minutes. I had not watched it in several years and just pulled it out the other day. First time, and even though I knew how it ended, the journey was still just as exciting, just as fun, because you forget little things in between and how it all ties together, and seeing it all work out even when it's one of those kind of movies. So I highly recommend 2009's Triangle, and when I get these earlier movies from director Christopher Smith, I'll do reviews of those too. You can only get this right now in an Australian edition, but it is region free, so pick it up if you're so inclined, or check it out on streaming services if you're in the mood for something that's almost a horror movie, more of a thriller, and definitely brain twisty. Triangle from 2009. There's a bunch of movies called Triangle. Look for the one from 2009. Scott, I'm ROCKFILE. More podcasts on the way. Please like, share, and subscribe, and have a spectacular day.